inside of Highmark Stadium because this crowd is loud and this crowd is ready for a ball game. We're just outside of Buffalo in Orchard Park, New York. Coming up, we have a good one for you between the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. The punter Jack Fox to get this one started. And we're off and running from Western New York. On the return, here's Ray Davis. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run.
At their own 22-yard line.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First tone of the game for James Cook. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. He's got this complete to James Cook. And this is brought to a stop up at, let's say, the 34-yard line there. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target there. And that takes them to 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Throw here, 3rd down. Downfield, and Shakir has it. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And the Bills have a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Buys time, rolling right. And he's going to keep it this time. And he doesn't slide down, and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he'll be met near the line to limit the game to a yard. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if we see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Allen on 3rd and short. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Charging down the middle, and they block it! And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
We could say they picked a great time to block the kick, but let's be honest. Any time is a great time to get through and block one. It really rewards the effort that those special teamers put in each and every time out. It might not always get noticed, but it sure does there. Big time.
First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's still going at the 30. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. So a gain of 30 yards on that play. And the Lions have a first down.
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
Stride to throw on first down. Catch is made in close. And he stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
That's another Detroit Lions first down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Caught out wide. And he's in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Carlson good on the extra point. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Bills nothing. Jack
Fox now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Davis. And That's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
All right, Bills to the line now. First and 10. First and 10. Here's Allen. Headed out right. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He steps in front and picks it off. Looked like he missed the spot there, partner. Maybe because he threw it on the run?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the case, Kate. You know, you get set in the pocket. This game is fast anyway. Things are flying, but once you get on the run, it is a whole nother speed and really becomes advantage defense as they take it away.
This one's going to move him all the way down to the 25-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be second down.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones on the mounts are really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
He doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
Has him on the quick hitter. Oh, he put him in the spin cycle. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much, but he got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a first and goal.
18 yards. And the Lions first down.
Here we go.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Enough to Gibbs from the gun. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. Second and goal coming up. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
These last two snaps, they have forced this drive to what might be its last play here, Brock, and we can confidently say there's not going to be another run here on third down.
Yeah, I think it's time to let the passing game get going and really trust your quarterback here who's got to compensate for 2 negative plays.
This one's caught, and they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it or, in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way. What a season this guy's had. Yet to miss on a field goal this entire year. And I really hope I didn't just jinx him.
Fox now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Davis. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Buffalo offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. This is complete to Dawson Knox. Able to take this to about the 35. That's a gain of 5 on the play.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Cook trying this one up the gut. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. And they just get the play off. Pulled in by his back. Cook. And he's out of bounds on the final play of our opening quarter. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. It's a 10-0 ball game. We'll return to Highmark Stadium in just a moment. We're back for the second quarter. Bills in possession of the football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
Dump off caught by his back. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. First and 10 now from the 46.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Again, Allen to the air. And down he goes. The Lions rush gets home. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Big strike downfield to Coleman. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. You've set it down for him from the 31.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
First down throw for Allen. That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. And they're going to be working from the red zone as he reaches the 16. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Buffalo first.
First down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
From the red zone now. Here's a screen for Cook. Oh, and it's a punishing hit to end that play, but hey, still a win for this offense. They've got first and goal now from the 2.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
So the run goes backwards. What do you think, Brock? Is it time that they start getting a little more aggressive, takes more risks offensively?
Not in my book. You've not earned that right. I think a lot of play callers feel that same way, too. Man, you get to earn the right to be aggressive and take shots when you can do the basics, like, I don't know, run for a positive gain.
And they're turned away again. 2 great defensive stands. We've arrived at 3rd and goal.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over.
They've gone the wrong way twice. Need to make up that distance and more. Here's 3rd and goal. He's keeping it. Gotta get it forward. And he's in for the touchdown. The Bills start to fight back with their first points of this game. Josh Allen, the touchdown. Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Bills cut it to a field goal game.
Bills 7. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Return starts at the 3. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
All right, Lions just about ready. First and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Stay on schedule. SOS. We talk about it all the time offensively. You've got to stay on schedule, and a run like that puts you now so far behind the sticks. Going to take some superhuman effort now on 2nd down.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
It'll be 3rd down and 8 on the other side of this 2-minute warning. More from Highmark Stadium in just a moment. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Here we go.
To the air on 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Brock, after getting a big chunk on that return. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. This is Cook on the handoff. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
Allen. He put everything he's got behind it. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit. Okay, you get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. Just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever got the ball fully in.
So this one will not get it done. They're going to turn this over on down.
Yeah, I don't care that they didn't get it. Still the right call in that situation. It's a little too long for a field goal, and a punt really nets you very few yards. The decision-making was sound. It was the execution that let them down.
Oh, man.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive. Offense in the hurry up here. This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's stuck with him, but this one heads the wrong way. He winds up losing yards. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. Looking quickly, trying to get set. Stroud now on 3rd. Pass is brought in by Laporta. That's the 1st down, and he's still going. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions will add to their lead at the end of the half. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. Carlson adds the extra point. And the Lions make it a 10-point ball game. Fox now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Davis. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. Allen now on 1st down. Short pass brought in. And He will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. On first down, Allen. Brought in right side by Kincaid. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, second down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left.
Geez, with each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative this quarterback stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
So after that prior incompletion, it's third down. Here he is on third and short. Complete beyond the marker. And with the clock just about to strike 0, we get a timeout. 1 second to go in our half.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
On is Tyler Bass for the Bills field goal try. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
Bass now to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a great run back has the offense just a touch shy of midfield to start this drive.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce into your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that set you up for success.
A give to Gibbs to start the 3rd. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
From the gun, Stroud. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
And he's taken down at the 30. A pickup of 17. And the Lions have a first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And they were waiting for him on that draw, weren't they? They get him behind the line. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Taken down back at the 34-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Taken in by Williams outright. And talk about a good game when they needed it. That's 13 on 2nd down. Now only a yard to go here on 3rd.
It's a gain of 13. But it brings up 3rd down.
Running for the marker, it's Gibbs. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Another one for Gibbs. Solid run in here. That's 9 yards as he brings up 2nd down.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
He's got it. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Well, the jumpiness cost him 5. First and goal a little bit tougher here. On play action, here's Stroud. He rolls to his right.
Well, that's an excellent job by the defense. All eyes on the quarterback. When you're playing a quarterback that can escape, well, even though you cover, you still got to cover down and go chase that QB out of bounds before he could get the first down.
Gibbs. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Point after from Carlson is up and good. And the Lions double their lead to 14. Fox now to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. All right, Bills to the line now. First and 10. First and 10. Here's Allen. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But Annette's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Handoff on second and short. Oh, and that play really caught the defense napping. He rips off huge yardage on the reverse. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. First down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
319. It's out.
Now run by Cook. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Hit made by Josh Uche.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Now Allen going to the air. Finds him over the middle. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Again, it's Cook. This is not going to get it done on third down. They catch him behind the line. This goes for a loss. On is Tyler Bass for the Bills field goal try. This a 48-yard look for him. Bass's kick is good. And that gets him back to within 11.
Kicker's got to be a little bit like quarterbacks, Kate, every once in a while. When a QB throws a pick, you got to flush it. When a kicker gets one blocked earlier in the game, you got to do the same thing. You got to flush it, trust your fundamentals, and deliver as he just did.
Fielded at the 7. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Detroit offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Drive begins with Gibbs. Through the second level at the 40. And he gets it forward all the way to the 44. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that is good for a Detroit first down. And what a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Again, it's Gibbs. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep plays and drives alive.
Here we go.
Back to Gibbs now on second. He did well to shake off one tackle partner, but the next one got him. He's going to lose yards. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. The Lions have fought their way to a strong lead in this one. They've got the football, too. Third and 6 for them to figure out now.
Here we go. 18. That's it.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. Finds Gibbs out of the backfield. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. They strike for 23 yards. And the Lions have a 1st down.
That's good. For the Lions, first down.
First
and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the pistol, it's Gibbs. And he's not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're sent backwards on 1st down. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one. You'll hear defensive coaches all the time really ask their players to pull the trigger. Read, react, diagnose, and when you see it, go fire away. And that's exactly what the defense does to take away that screen.
And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Even though that run did not net them a 1st down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
This round completes it quick. And they don't get much out of this pass. He's hauled down a little shy of that first. It's 4th down now.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And he brings it in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions have likely locked up the win right there. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Carlson's extra point is good. And the Lions push their lead to 18.
Bills 13.
Fox now to kick this one away.
For the Lions.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's complete to Coleman out left. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 35-yard line.
Brown 80. What's that?
Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
Good for a Bills. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard
Brown
line.
80. What's that?
Play action now with Allen. Brought in right side. And they bring him down around the 34.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover it.
Give him 2 yards on the run, and that leaves them just inches short for 3rd down.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out. And 3rd and short.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that brings up 4th and short.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a 1st down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
Now, can't blame him looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on 4th down. And he is stuffed at the line. They don't get the yard they need, and they're going to catch a breather. They turn it over on downs.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
New set of downs for him from the 31. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. Get that big play potential on the ground. Jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Buffalo. Lions nearing their 15th win this season. So first down from the 41. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And second down's going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gets some more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter. This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Third down run by Gibbs. He's going to gain a good chunk of yards here. Looks like about 6, but that still brings up fourth down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
He has it at the 13. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. The Buffalo offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Shotgun handoff now to Cook. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up fourth down.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
So the Lions get the win on the road. Well, everyone's been wondering, Brock, will this be the week? Is this going to be the week that the streak ends? Well, nope. Chain another one on as the rest of the league keeps wondering, will these guys ever lose again?
Yeah, they're the team that everyone wants that shot at, right?
Yeah.
A chance to snap.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shortened it by 2 letters, without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blonde who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul, so fly I can walk in any spot.